Hollywood, the actors, they're split where their talent are ideologically at odds with their institutions. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you who's right or who's wrong. We can have a Palestine-Israel discussion later. I'm just pointing out they're starting to fire people. The industry is not doing so well. In the meantime, seems like independent media is just skyrocketing. I mean, a few years ago, if I would have talked about The Sound of Freedom, people would not have believed me. If I would have said there's going to be a new studio, they're going to launch a movie, it's going to defy all expectations, crack into the top of the box office, $200 million? $250 million. People would be like, what? Dude, you can't beat Hollywood. And now Hollywood's dying. I mean, billion-dollar loss for Disney? How you guys doing?
Is Sound of Freedom still in theaters?
It is around the world.
It is throughout the world, but in the U.S., we just had the last day in the theaters. It was last Friday or Thursday.
Yeah.
Anyway, it went for like 127 days in the U.S. theaters.
It's on my. It's on Amazon.
Yes.
What new releases is like the second one right there.
Yeah, it was in the top 25 most pre-ordered movies of all time on Apple.
It's amazing. I mean, it is. You can really see a shift in focus, and groups that once had a very tight camaraderie are now splitting apart. There's this poll from Gallup that came out, I think, today, saying that Biden has lost 11 points in support in 1 month among Democrats, among people who would theoretically be completely behind him. So if you can see it shifting in the political discourse, it's obviously happening in the cultural discourse. There's going to be fallout from the fact that people are looking at each other and say, I won't even talk to you. I won't work with you. I cannot be around you if you express these opinions.
That's crazy.
I think the kids, people that just see things for what they are like the diversity for the sake of diversity. It was tried in like 2021 pretty heavily. And then it was obvious that like if you're not casting the best person, regardless of what they look like, you're not making the best movie. I mean, looks are somewhat important, but I think talent seeps through. You see it in the eyeballs. Yeah, the best person for the character, whatever that means. So, and now it's becoming obvious, and it's showing in the budgets. Like Disney just launched the worst Marvel movie of all time.
That's right,
financially, and they did really poor in the movie before that.
Like, let's think about this. It's a good point. The Marvels, right? It's the MCU. It's got 3 female leads and a female villain lead. That what was their budget? $300 million, I think, and it hits the opening weekend with 46.1 million, the lowest box office of all time. Now I assume it'll make some money somehow, but I kind of feel like this one's dead in the water. It is crazy to see the behemoth of the MCU decide to get woke and then go broke.
Well, they was it the reviewer, the drunk reviewer, what's his name? Drinking.
I hope his name's just the drunk reviewer. That's way better.
Yeah.
Australian dude?
Yeah.
The drunken Aussie movie. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
He's a reviewer. I know who I'm talking. Sorry. It doesn't matter what.
Chad will figure it out.
He was saying that that Disney was required by contract to make
critical
this movie.
drinker.
Yeah, critical. Yeah,
okay.
Critical drinker.
They were required by contract to make this movie.
Yeah, that they didn't have a choice when they signed an agreement to make this movie a long time ago, and they tried to wiggle out and they tried to get out, and they were forced basically through their contracts to finish it out. And he's like, and it shows. There's no passion.
It's the shortest movie they've done. People are mentioning that it really looked like they were just trying to get rid of it.
Yeah, because they had to make it. They signed the agreements a long time ago.
You know what I think happened? I think this is maybe like 8 years ago. Man, it's been that long. Like when they were doing Avengers Infinity War, they needed to get Brie Larson in it because they were like, Captain Marvel will be the new Iron Man.
Yeah, and so she signed a deal for so many films.
And then she appears in a bunch of commercials. Everyone despises her. She's snooty. She's mean. She goes on social media and she posts this really awful, nasty stuff. And then they're just like, we need to get rid of her. And she's cost them so much money. Here's the funny thing. Cancel culture, right? They're firing these actors and actresses. And you know why they're doing it? Because they're like, we are going to lose so much money because this woman went on Twitter and started calling Israel genociders and all this stuff. Again, not here to make an argument about Israel-Palestine. They're looking at how much money they're going to lose because of it. And I get it.